Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with all things Tarte Cosmetics. Tarte is a brand that I really love, really enjoy using. There are some products in here that are old favorites of mine, and there are some newer products that I've been using for like about a month or so, and I quite enjoy them as well. If you guys are interested in seeing what products I used for today's look, then please keep on watching. So let's get started. The first thing I have done is I've already moisturized my skin, and I have done so with the Tarte drink of H2O. This is a great moisturizer for daytime. I put it on a while ago, and the stuff just sinks into the skin pretty quickly, so I really enjoy this in the summertime. So just thought I would mention a skincare product from Tarte first, because Tarte does some really good skincare, so do check that out. Now we're gonna get started with the eyes, because if there is any fallout, I can always clean it up. Okay, so I'm gonna use two palettes today. One is the Tarte ManEater Palette, which looks something like this. It has your gorgeous kind of like warm tone shades. And then the other one is a lot of people's favorite. It's the Tartlette in Bloom palette. Now this also came out a while ago, and these are the shades in there. Sorry it's being so reflective, but these shades are gorgeous. It's kind of my favorite go-to shades. So I'm just going to do a pretty neutral, maybe a little bit of smoky eye today using these two palettes. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing obviously we got to do is prime our eyelids, and I have a new primer here from Tarte. This is the Tarte Eye Base, and this is in the shade Buff. Just looks something like this. Kind of looks like soft ochre from MAC. So yeah, I'm just going to use my fingers and apply it to my eyes. I'm testing a new light today, so let's hope that this light is a little bit brighter than the ones that I was using previously in my videos. We'll see how this goes. I'm not sure if it's looking a little too white. So I'm going to pick the shade Rebel right here for my transition shade. I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Saucy, and also put that in the crease. Just a little bit lower. I'm going to go back in with the Tartlette in Bloom palette and take this kind of champagne shade right there. It is called Firecracker. I'm going to spray the brush a little bit with this Tarte Ready Set Radiant Mist, just so that I can get a more intense shimmer. And I'm going to go back in with Firecracker. We're going to go back in with the shade Rebel, deepening up the crease just a little bit again. To go in with the shade Foxy right here, and again use the other end of the shader brush and put that in the inner corner. I love this little palette. It is so good. Get it on their website, I think. You cannot get this in Sephora. Okay, I'm gonna hit the brow bone with that a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Okay. I'm gonna go in with my favorite Tarte liner. This is the Tarteist Pro Liner. It is a dual-ended liner. One side has a felt tip, and the other side is a like a cream, like a kohl liner. So I'm gonna go in with the winged liner and use the felt tip end. I'm going to use the other end of the liner, black liner. and do the same steps on the bottom half. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Rebel underneath underneath the lash line, just to smoke it out a little bit. Now for mascara, I have this Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara. This is the sample size, or the smaller size, because I didn't have any other mascaras from Tarte. So I'm just applying this one. One thing I will say about this Lash Paint Mascara is that it is a little bit of a lengthening one. It's not so much volumizing. So just keep that in mind. So next up, I'm going to go in with lashes, and Tarte released their new lashes as well. These are the lashes right here, and this one is called Center of Attention. It is super bold and super fluttery. So let's give this a go. One thing I'm going to say about the lash is that it has a thicker band than what I usually prefer, but we're going to give it a shot anyways. Okay, so I have put on these lashes. I mean, they look super fluttery. So we're gonna go and finish off the rest of our face. So I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Mattifying Poreless Primer. It's a good primer. It has a gel-like texture, and yeah, I can see that it's instantly mattifying my skin. So I'm only using it in the center of my face, where I do get shiny. So next we're going to go in with foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations from that brand. This is the Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, and it comes in a little pump. So I'm just going to put some, just a little bit. Just apply that, and then use a kabuki brush. This is from Morphe. This is a Y6 brush. So now it says it's a water foundation, but it actually sets quite matte, and it is a medium coverage foundation. Alright, so I've put the foundation on now. It's really good. Yeah, really enjoy this foundation. Next up is concealer, and obviously Tarte Shape Tape. It is one of my favorite concealers of all time. It is a full coverage concealer, but there is no other concealer like this. So yeah, I only use this concealer for special occasions, because otherwise it's just gonna be too it's just too full coverage for me for every day. My favorite palette for bronzing and highlighting. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow Contour, I think, and Highlight Kit, I believe, Sculpting Kit. And I'm going to use the contour shade here. This is a cream contour. And I'm just going to contour my cheekbones. So we're gonna go in with a powder bronzer as well, and this is the Tarteist Contour palette. This is a volume 3 palette. It is for deep dark skin, I believe, but I'm gonna use one of the bronzers over here. This is another palette from Tarte. This is the Color Wheel Amazonian Clay Blush Palette. I think this was limited edition as far as I can tell. Tarte blushes are my absolute favorite because they are really long wearing. This shade right here, it's like a little plummy kind of shade. This is called Icon. I'm just gonna apply that on my cheeks. Gonna go back in with this palette and I'm gonna mix the top two shades for highlighter, and I'll use my I'm gonna use my Morphe M510 brush for this. It gives you the most blingy highlight, like look at that. It is blingy. Do you see the shine? And it's your kind of wet looking highlighter. I forgot to put brow gel on my brows, so I'm going to use the Tarteist brow gel, and this is a clear brow gel. It just looks something like that. And the wand is like super tiny. Not sure if you can see that. It's super tiny, but it works. It works. I'm not 100% fan of the brush itself, because I think the brush is a little too small, but it works. The gel works fine. The filtered light setting powder, and this is a new product as well. So I'm going to go back in with this Real Techniques brush and just powder my face. Next up we have lipsticks, and Tarte came out with a bunch of liquid lipsticks last year, but my favorite are these Rainforest of the Sea lipsticks. These are not matte, these are more like comfort matte lipsticks. So I have in the shade 5 o'clock, and I also have the shade Vacay, which is like a kind of plummy tone. So I'm going to mix the two today and apply that. Put on Vacay, but it's looking a little too plummy, so I'm going to go back in with 5 o'clock and just kind of make it more of a nude. So I highly recommend these lipsticks. They're super comfortable to wear, and yeah, just great for every day. They have tons of shades. I only picked out these two shades, but I do want some more because they're super comfortable, super easy to wear. This is the Ready Set Radiant Mist. It is a little bit of a dewy mist. So just avoid the eyes, otherwise your mascara can run a little bit, so you don't want that for sure. So that completes this look, you guys. I really enjoyed playing with all of these Tarte products all at once. One thing I will say is that I really enjoy Tarte as a brand in general. You know, their products just work for me, and I really love them. I've been using Tarte for a long time. Like I said, a few of these were released last year and they're still my favorite. One thing I will say is that I'm not a fan of the lashes that I put on today. They are dramatic, but they're quite heavy because of that thick seam. So not really a fan of the lashes because of the band. Other than that, I highly recommend the Tartlette in Bloom palette, the ManEater palette, the Pro Glow palette. These three are my favorite. And of course the foundation, I don't know, the Shape Tape concealer, the lipsticks. Even I felt that the poreless primer did a pretty good job at mattifying my skin. I almost didn't feel like putting powder on today, but I tried it on for the video anyways. If you guys like this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you head out so that I can keep making more fun videos for you guys. So that's that, and have a great day, guys. Bye.